Grown men rolling die. Gotta get through the dungeon to beat the dragons. All right, we're doing a little test here. Let me share this link with the dingbats, my dingbat Motley Crew fans. Let's see, share, copy link. We can talk a little pinball. Who amongst you plays D&D in your old age? $1 billion franchise. It's like I don't know who plays it. Has anyone ever met anyone who plays D&D as an adult? We are pretty positive those people are not procreating though, so it's probably the last generation of D&D fans. Go into a bar and be like, yo, dudes, like last night's D&D game was crazy. Okay, never gonna hear that. Let's get people in here. Brenda, don't look at me like that. Babe, she's got 50 minutes. Just let me do my test. Relax. Calm your horses. Jeez Louise. Jeez Louise. All right, testing show for D&D tomorrow. Come join and let's chat. All right, let's see what here. Like DD. Look, I got Roy's in the house. Roy, best wishes. You too, man. It's gonna be a good year. Every day above ground is a good day, as Pitbull says. Mr. 405. Is it 405, Brenda? Is that his zip code? No, it's not, is it? Is it 405? 305? Huh. What's in the 405? I should be Mr. 405 and just go live wherever that is and like one up Pitbull. Scott Jones. All right, guys, I'm gonna try something in a second. You let me know if this works, because I'm gonna use this tomorrow to look at Stern Pinball's D&D launch with everybody live. And I had those big technical complications when I did the Kaneda Kudos Award, which, by the way, is world famous now. Where it's horrible. Okay. All right, can you guys tell me? Can you tell me if you see? I'm going to share screen and I'm going to go here. All right. All right. Can you guys see? Okay, so can you see me? Can you see the Stern screen and me talking? I'm going to play the video and let me know if you can see me talking. Can you see both now? You hear? Can you hear their screen with me? Fire inside. I love how that whispering. Hasn't deciphered? All right, awesome. So it works. Did anyone? Your audio is low when the trailer is playing. Well, that's fine. I'm not going to talk over anything, so that's fine. Is the audio better now? Yeah, I made the video audio loud, so we can lower that a little bit. But how's my audio now? Is it good? Man, I'm like excited to see this thing. Let's go to this dragon. Do we think? Let's pause it. It does look like the Attack from Mars dragon, right? Let's just keep this up. I'll disappear until What do you guys think? You think this dragon eats the ball? Man, I love the way you read that description yesterday. Really cracked me up. Yeah, right? I mean, it was like the nerdiest thing I've ever read. And it's like these grown men are like, yeah, man, I'm totally into D&D. And you're like, yeah, man, can't wait to grab the amulet that features little gemstones that lets the necromancer pause necromancy skills in the third left tunnel of the troll's left wind. You know, it's like, what the heck is this stuff? Welcome to D&D, people. I think balls will release from its mouth, but can't shoot it in. Well, that makes sense, though, right? That makes sense. The ball should fire from the dragon like he's firing a flame, right? You know, the flame doesn't go into his mouth. So it does look like the mouth has a ramp there with no lower teeth, and it's going to open up. But it looks, I don't know, just looking at it right now, it does look like it's going to look more like it's vomiting pinballs at us. So we shall see. It definitely looks like there's the 3 bank target below the dragon. How's the audio, by the way? Is it popping at all? Because when I did my show, I'm wondering if I'm just too close to it. If I need to just, let's see. I don't get really any audio settings on YouTube, but hopefully it sounds all right. How's it sound? Dragon maybe eats the ball. Why would the dragon eat the ball? I don't think so. It does feel like we're going to get a fan layout, and that is seemingly Brian Eddy's thing. I'm on Facebook now, and it's interesting seeing all the dealers, right? They're already trying to get the FOMO going. Order yours today, order here, order there. There's so many dealers and distros now. And it's funny how they're just all going to spam us as if we're unaware. So I just encourage each and every one of you, just absolutely enjoy the reveal. Don't order anything on Friday. Trust me, the game's not going to sell out. What the game is going to do, it's going to sell through. Every single distro is going to grab their LEs that they get. They have a certain allotment. They're going to buy them. So the game is going to technically sell through, aka sell out. But that doesn't mean that those dealers have found customers for all 740 units at 13,000 a pop. They're not going to find customers for all those on day one. The other thing is this: don't go off of Stern's website thinking the game is like moving like hotcakes. They only release about 5 to 10 games at most sold directly through Stern. And they do that on purpose to sort of say that it's sold out. Again, not an indication of how popular the game is. Every single game, John Wick included, Venom included, every single game is an instant sellout on Stern's website. Okay? Spooky didn't even sell out of Evil Dead. You're right, man. You're right. It's crazy. When you think about it, look, the reason why Spooky did not sell out of Evil Dead is it's because it's Evil Dead. Let's be honest, folks. That movie is not hugely popular with most of us, okay? I've seen it. You've seen it. Do you watch it over and over again? Dungeons and Dragons is a much better theme for pinball than Evil Dead. And, as much as Evil Dead looks amazing and the mechs are cool, it's cool. But it's still Evil Dead. Like, do you want to own an Evil Dead game? Do you want to watch those movie clips over and over and over again? I don't. D&D is a better theme. It's a bigger franchise. It's way bigger. The thing about D&D being nerdy, yeah, but it's not going to go into that level of nerdiness. They're going to take thematically D&D and take the elements of D&D, but it's not going to be the way you experience it when you play the game in real life. The game on a table with the books and all the descriptions and all the die roll. It's not going to be nearly as nerdy as that. All right. So I've seen Evil Dead 1 and 2 200 times. All right. Well, cool, man. Look, here's the good news. If you're obsessed with Evil Dead, you are very happy with that title. But the reason Evil Dead hasn't sold out yet, that was the point I'm responding to. The reason Evil Dead has not sold out yet is because of the theme. I mean, they put everything in the kitchen sink into the game. So why didn't they sell 800 and, whatever, 80 of them? Because of the theme. When they release Goonies, which is next, Goonies will sell out day one. Goonies will sell out in the first hour. And then Goonies spots will be sold for more than MSRP within 1 day of reveal. You understand what I mean there? See how that works with the theme and popularity, and having an emotional connection to a theme matters a lot. So, and with the big pirate ship and what's going to be in Goonies, going to be a way bigger response than Evil Dead. I bet Evil Dead will sell out by Kaneda Day. Okay. Well, I don't know. Who knows? Here's the reason why I don't think they sold the last, I don't know, like 50 or 100 of them, is because I think everyone is also aware that once Spooky makes 400 of them, it's going to be easy to cut the line, get one for less money. And why would you want to be at the end of the line? Because that's the problem. And remember, the deposits are non-refundable. So if you give if you go in now on an Evil Dead and you're at the end of the line, you can't get your money back, and you're going to watch people be able to buy the game you want in front of you and for less money. So that is why the later deposits are really the last place you want to be with a boutique deposit. And I think the same thing might be true with Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. You want to either get your game early, enjoy the game, or you want to just wait and get it on the secondhand market. That's what's going to happen. It's what happens with all these boutique games. And they're going to bring some games to the show, and you're going to be able to cut the line there. And then people are going to you think about it like this. People might want D&D over Evil Dead. People who put deposits down on Evil Dead are going to then, by the time their Evil Dead is even on the line, gang, they're going to see D&D. They're going to see King Kong. They're going to see Harry Potter. They're going to see, maybe Gremlins from Barrels, whatever Barrels' next game is. So that's the thing too, is, it's going to take them 6 months to get halfway through the builds of Evil Dead. And by the time your game is up, you might want something else, and you might not have room, and you might not, have enough money to buy 2 games in 1 year. If Spooky was smart, they wouldn't limit Goonies. Josh, come on. Don't say things. Yeah, every game needs to have a limit with these boutique companies. Without that, then no one goes in. If you make an unlimited amount of Goonies, then why would anyone rush to buy one? If you're going to make them forever, you need to have some sort of FOMO built into these boutique companies. You can't just, I do think Josh, I do agree with you. They should limit the number of CEs. This whole, we'll make as many CEs as people want, and then every single game is a CE, and then, the highest trim version is the most made version, is not really I don't know. But again, I like what they're doing with Evil Dead. There's no trim levels, right? There's just one. There's just one version. So just make one version of Goonies and make whatever, 800 or 1,000, and let that game be forever in demand. That is the way to do it. You don't want to burn your customers. You want to make it, when you're building a brand, a pinball company brand, you want everyone who's bought your products to feel like they're part of some club. And I also think what's become ridiculous in pinball is that nobody, and I mean this, not Jersey Jack, not Stern, not Spooky, nobody has rewarded consistent long-term buyers with the ability to get first dibs on new games. Think about how silly that is. And I asked this of Seth Davis and George Gomez and Gary Stern. I was in the room with them. Have you ever given anybody who's bought $250,000 in your product, have you ever given them the ability to buy a game without having to wait online, without having to maybe miss out on it? They've never done that. And the same is true with Spooky. Yeah, you can be part of the fan club, but I mean it when I say this. Anyone who buys an Evil Dead gets first dibs at Goonies. Imagine if they said that. Anybody who's bought 3 or more Spooky titles never has to wait online again. Imagine if they said that. There's absolutely no loyalty. I go to one of my favorite restaurants and there might be a line outside every day. I don't wait online because I go all the time. And like, Chris, you're a normal, you're one of our best customers. And we want to make it so you don't have to wait like everybody else because you've shown us loyalty and spent a lot of money with us. And the new people online are brand new. They don't deserve to get the same treatment as you. But there is no system like that because there is no marketing that is focused on the customer for the most part. The world of marketing in pinball completely is just non-existent. It's non-existent. Let's get to a different screen here. There we go. Do you guys want to look at D&D or me? I don't even know why I'm sharing. I'm not showing you anything. Hold on. All right. So if you're a member of the Kaneda Club, you got some good exclusive info today. It's how I do it, people. I don't wait. I don't wait. I don't need to I don't need to do things on a schedule. I don't even need to do things with fact checking. I got a little birdie whispered in my ear this morning. What's the next Pedretti Gaming title? Hey Kaneda, did Stern do the Metallica animations? I believe so. I don't think they brought in anybody from outside. I don't think those are from Metallica. I don't know if Metallica has like a cartoon or those animations were for their concert, but I believe those were all done by Stern. Outsource. Yeah, probably, Josh. I mean, look, it makes total sense for them to work with vendors and other studios that are out there for animations. I think that's smart. I don't think you should rely only on in-house animators when you're making a pinball machine. Stern animations are a joke compared to Jersey Jack and Spooky. I don't agree with that. Engelberg Humperdinck from Princess Bride. I think you're wrong on that. You think spooky animations are better than the stuff that's happening in X-Men and in Godzilla and no, spooky animations are not better than Stern's. There's not a single spooky game with better animations. JJP's animations are really good. What JJP has done well is they just have a beautiful big screen. JP to win really, makes everything look really nice and polished. I wouldn't say like, some of the GNR animations are really cool. I wouldn't say like they're mind blowing. Like when the gun revolver fires what your bonus is, or the extra ball, or Slash's solo comes up. Like they're really good. To me, the best animations I've ever seen, I'm just going to be candid here. The best on-screen animations I think I've seen in a game that just made me feel like more modern pinball should be like this are the animations in Dialed In. To me, Dialed In, like what's on that screen, for the first time, I felt like someone used the big screen in the right way and dialed in real. It just all looks so nice. Thinking about what the theme is and the city, and like I just love Dialed In's animations, and it felt like they worked hard on them. We got a question. Can't wait for DNA tomorrow. Yes, I can't wait either. I hope you guys all hang out here. It's going to be right here. We're going to do it right on the YouTube channel. Going to do it starting at noon Eastern Standard Time. It's Friday. It's the last Friday before I really go back to work. I think I might have to pour some of my famous Manhattan cocktails. I think we should sauce up this dragon a little bit. What do you think? You think we should do this like completely sober, or we should get a few in us and set some pinball records? We got 26 lonely men right now with Kaneda talking about pinball on YouTube. This is it. This is going to be like my retirement. Remember, you guys, I tried to monetize this thing. I don't know how to meet the criteria for YouTube monetization. We'll try to figure it out again. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Everybody, make sure you subscribe to Kaneda's YouTube channel. Let's see what else. I'm trying to read what you guys are saying here. There are lots of animations houses in China. Yeah, guys, we don't need guys. The world has hundreds of thousands of animators out there. I love how pinball people think the world is there's not that many good artists. You guys are out of your minds. You do realize that a graphic designer. Let me just tell you something right now. A graphic designer at my company, most likely a senior one in the marketing ad world, makes more money than Keith Elwin. All right, they make more money than Eric Minier. They make way more money than all your pinball designers. I think it's funny how in this myopic space, we don't realize what real skill and real talent is paid. So you guys just don't get it. Pinball design is tiny in terms of the need for it, where the need for good designers that are working on multi-million-dollar programs blows away these people that we hold up as gods and deities in this pinball space. So yeah, no, Josh, you're right. There's tons of great ones. And I think what's funny to me is pinball is this nice, it's a nice side. It would be a side hustle for really talented designers and artists. It wouldn't be their focus, but much like all artists, they struggle to have consistent work. Then why does the same artist do every single playfield? Look, I agree. I agree. I think the artist should be selected based on the theme, and I don't think they should just keep giving every theme to every artist. Now, the reason why Franchi in a lot of ways is a better option for that strategy is he just takes the source material and makes it look really good. See, where Yeti's an illustrator, man, and he's incredibly talented, but his illustration style isn't always ideal for every theme he has to do. It's he's really good when it comes to comic book style stuff. Godzilla isn't my favorite. I don't think he should have been used for Godzilla. His art style, again, it's not what Godzilla art looks like. When you look at all the iconic Godzilla posters and how you think about Toho Godzilla, I don't think that was the right matchup. And so that's what's interesting, right? As we get towards King Kong, and King Kong has those iconic movie posters from yesteryears, that's what King Kong pinball should look like, not newly illustrated Kong. So, the thing is this, though, it's there are also these companies are, they want to do things more consistently because there's more cost effectiveness there. So, Yeti is now an employee. And the thing is this, with Stern making 3 cornerstones a year across a variety of themes, there's always going to be more than enough work for Zombie Yeti on an annual basis. 14 games announced released last year. How many this year? So, look, Almighty Yogurt. I love these names. Almighty Yogurt. I feel like I'm talking to you guys on a very personal level. Engelberg Humperdinck and Almighty Yogurt are really standing out right now as phenomenal YouTube names. I think we get just as many games this year, if not more. And I think, we're going to see, I don't think we're going to see anything new from American Pinball. That Ryan McQuaid post was really sad to see. I hope Ryan really has a better year this year than he did last year. I don't even know where to start with what I'm assuming it's a mixture of personal and professional. And I also just think those two things are combined. When you become a pinball designer, your professional world and your personal life are one. And so I don't think we're going to see Cuphead, but I do think we're going to see more games from Pinball Brothers, from Pedretti Gaming. I think, Turner Pinball might have another game. I think we're going to definitely see more from Spooky. We're going to see, everyone's going to come out. I think we might see 2 from Jersey Jack. Harry Potter is going to be so popular, though. I don't know if they're going to be able to get another game out by the end of the year. I think it's going to be really exciting. I think Stern's going to start doing more remakes. Do you want a little bit of an exclusive on, right now for all you guys who hopefully will hear this and then sign up for the Kaneda Club? How about this? I'll give you guys an exclusive right now, what I've heard. All right, you ready? All right, let's all bring it in. Don't share this. Don't share this. Don't give this to Carrie Hardy. And then Carrie's going to, say, oh, yeah, I don't know why people are hearing this. I don't know where people are hearing this. Hearing it right here, Carrie. After Keith Elwin's King Kong, the next two Stern Cornerstone games will be John Borg games. John Borg, two cornerstones in a row. So Kong. Now, here's what I think that might mean. We'll see. Maybe one is Tron and they're considering it a cornerstone, and maybe one is something else. But if you think about it, I mean, Borg hasn't really had a new game in a long time. Like, what was the last new John Borg game? Was it Rush? Right? Am I wrong? Was it Rush? Huh. I think so. Oh, we got Orbiter Albert in the house. Albert, do not waste money and go to Stern Pinball on Tuesday. I keep telling my media friends, why are you guys going to waste money? Here's what's sad to me is like, you guys are going to waste money and fly to freaking freezing cold Chicago to go into a corporate sort of no man's land area of Chicago to go see Dungeons and Dragons. You fools should fly to Vegas. See, Stern should be flying you guys to Vegas as special guests of CES. They should put you up in hotel rooms, and they should actually roll out the red carpet for the main content creators for their industry. That's what everybody else does in the tech world. That's what everyone else is doing. All my friends in tech media are going to CES. They're all like, they're not being treated like schlubs. And you guys are funny. You're like, you're gonna spend your own money to go to Stern Pinball and get the B tour of the game. Because isn't everyone else going to be at CES while you guys are in Chicago? And the fact that you're going to spend your own money is comical to me, because that game is going to be shipped out to distros like real soon. And I just think like, go ahead, man. You guys are all wasting hundreds of dollars when they paid for your travel for John Wick. And again, like, I just think it's comical that, you let them get away with this. You let them, and I get it. You want to be a part of something. You want to feel special, but how does that make any of you feel special? You have to take money out of your own pocket. I also don't think you could launch a game at a worse time than right now. I don't know about all of you, but man, how many of you are looking at what you spent during the holidays and feeling like, all right, now's the time to sort of like tighten the belt a little bit, drink less, eat less, spend less, like new year, like new you resolutions, probably the worst week in the entire fiscal year to ask people to spend another $13,000 and then $10,000 for unlimited premiums. I just don't like the timing. I don't think CES is important to sell pinball machines. I don't think pinball like pops out at a show like that. And I just think that most people probably have had the most expensive holidays they've ever had, because the world is so expensive now, people. I don't know about you, but every time I go anywhere, $100 here, $100 there. Big Macs are like $15, $20 for a Big Mac meal. Like, the world of dollar menus is over. Most people haven't had a good pay increase in forever. So I don't know, like, maybe all y'all are just swimming in it and got great year-end bonuses. But I also like the world now, like, people don't get their bonuses anymore like in December. They get them in like Q1. So my company, most companies, like March, it's like they wait for the first quarter to do it. It's weird, Josh, because like, as much as like the economy's not in good shape, the stock market is through the roof. I was just looking into it. Like, I bought some Ethereum and I didn't even check it out. I lost my login to Coinbase. I'm like, oh my God, it like doubled. So I'm like, okay. So other stuff has done great. The stock market's about to crash. I mean, Engelberg, everyone's been saying that now for the last like 8 years. The stock market's about to crash. Remember when COVID hit? Everyone's like, it's over. The recession's here. And then everyone made fortune, and they keep making fortune. It's fine. Tax returns. See, I'm gonna owe on taxes because I have to pay for my podcast taxes. Um, it's not gonna crash. It's not gonna crash. I just don't think people want to spend money in January on pinball. I could be wrong. I don't think it's a good time. I don't think it's a good time. I think a lot of people go away to warm weather vacations and they look for other things to spend money on. So I don't know. Um, so that's like where I'm at. I mean, I told you the reason why I'm not buying a pinball machine right now is I bought I bought Brenda a piece of jewelry that costs a pinball machine. So I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. We're about to get the apartment money and I'll be back to good monthly cash flow. The way I look at my finances in life, people, is like I've got my savings. I don't dip into that ever. Use the savings for things that matter, like a house and a mortgage and like meaningful things that are appreciating in value. And then I've got like my pin money, right? The phrase pin money is actually an old phrase from, I don't know, like 100 or 200 years ago. Pin money used to be money that women, like they would stick a pin in it and it would be like money that they would use to buy things on the side. Like your pin money was your money for, sort of frivolous things that you wanted that you didn't really need. And it's ironic that pin money today in modern times means the same thing. Like none of you need another pinball machine. None of you need to spend this much money on a new pinball experience. And I also just think everybody, like, let's just face it, the need to buy a new in-box game week one, if you look at the data now, statistically, the data, why would you do that knowing that there's a like 90% chance your LE is going to lose $3,000 in 6 months? And then there's like, a 75% chance your premium is going to lose like $2,000 in the same time period. And really the only good buy is the pro. They flipped the whole model, people. The only game that holds value decently now is the pro on the majority of games. And knowing that the pro editions of the games have the same exact code, the same experience, it really has turned into the pro buyers are the smart guys and they're having more fun. Because think about it like this too, gang. A pro machine is half the price of an LE. That is insane. It never used to be that. So one pro of D&D, which will probably have the dragon because they can't remove that dragon if they want to make the game work right. One pro of D&D is the price of 2 LEs. And, the pro machines now have nice artwork. If it were up to me, and I keep telling this to the Stern marketing folks, you guys are making the pros too nice. You're making the pros way too nice. The artwork is way too nice on the pro. The pro should be as pedestrian. They should be sandbagging what the cabinet artwork on the pro is like. Instead, they idiotically sometimes make the pro artwork even better than the damn premium NLE. Everything about the pro should be very basic. It should be very basic. Just, they should not be putting nearly as much detail into the pro. So absolutely crazy. What's this? 7,913 GoPro. Wait, I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. Yeah. Time check. I know my computer's about to die. Sarah's got it, right? You got it at 10 o'clock, right? Yeah. All right. So we got 17. Give me 5 more minutes. I got the Adonovans and that. Brenda and her sister are here. They're gonna go do work. People. I think I have work today, but I'm taking off a personal day because I'm old and I need more time to recover and get back into the work mindset. Don't tell the skimp on the pro they will. Look, Keith, man, I'm just being honest, man. Like the pro should look half as good as the LE. You know what I'm saying? Like The truth is this. The LE buyer now is the dingbat. The LE buyer is the sucker. The only LE worth buying is either there's only 2 LEs now that are worth buying for the rest of all of what Stern does. You only buy an LE if it's a remake of a classic like Metallica, and you only buy an LE if it's Keith Elwin. That's it. There is you might as well just forget every other LE that they're gonna make because it's just not gonna hold. It's not gonna be hard to get, and that's that. So no, it's just it's a sucker bet, Steven. I look. It's not like look if you have money to buy a premium, you have money to buy an LE. And this is what's killing Jersey Jack too. With like, what's funny is Jersey Jack will sell more Avatar CEs than they will Avatar LEs. Because if you have $12,000 to buy an Avatar LE, you have 15 to buy the CE, and the CE is way nicer. Now, the problem is this. When Harry Potter comes out, those Avatar CEs are going to be worth less than $10,000. Avatar CE is just gonna drop like a lead balloon in value. So, that's the reality. And the fact that Jersey Jack is teasing Harry Potter and they haven't even shipped a single Avatar CE to customers. I don't even know why they made Avatar, to be honest. They would have sold more Pirates if they remade Pirates. They would have sold more Wizard of Oz machines. I'm going to say this right now. Jersey Jack, if they remade Wizard of Oz to coincide with the launch of Wicked, they would have sold more Wizard of Oz back on the line than Avatar. And it's just like Avatar is going to go down much like Godfather. To me, those two games barely made any. Nobody really wants them. They're never going to be the staple of a JJP collection. None of them did anything unique. I mean, think about it. Like, what's the unique thing that they did? The armor, the topper, right? Yeah. UV lighting doesn't work well. Look, it's a beautiful game with no personality. That is the reality of Avatar. Look, Guns N' Roses LE is the greatest value right now because you can get them for $6,000. And the reason why you can get them for $6,000 is because they made 6,000 of them. Right? There is no shortage. And what's crazy about GNR LE is hundreds of them. And I mean this, hundreds, not like a handful, hundreds of them are sitting new in box around the world at dealers and distros. And when you put a GNR LE next to a Stern Pro or a home pin machine or a Turner pinball, like it's $6,000, gang. It's $6,000. It's like, it's a no-brainer. Now look, and look, a person playing the LE is having pretty much just as much fun as someone playing the CE. As a GNR owner, and I love the CE. I think it's a gorgeous work of art. I think the CEs are going to hold around like $11,000, maybe a little bit more, but they're not going to go below $10,000. There's only 500, and it is the reason why I think the GNR CE isn't like a little bit higher. I don't think the topper is nice enough. And I mean that. Like, you think about the exclusive things you get. Yes, the purple is beautiful. The artwork is beautiful. The topper on GNR CE isn't really that nice. And the other thing about it is when you hook up pin woofer sound system to Guns N' Roses CE, which I think everybody has done that by now, you unhook the topper speaker. So you're not even using the topper speaker because you don't need it when you hook up pin woofer. But But yeah, no, it's a great time to buy a GNR LE. They're going to keep going down. One more minute, gang. I'm gonna like I've been saying this recently, and people think I'm crazy. GNR LEs will be worth $5,000 pretty soon. And I keep saying that we're now going to get to the point with the oversaturation of games, and there's so many games out there. You're going to start to see games that you think, we're going to start to see games go into the $3,000 and $4,000 range. Where like if you want to move your Ultraman, it's going to be $3,500, $4,000. And again, there's just again, if you want to sell it, there's just too many games out there. And with brand new LEs going for 6,500, and brand new pros going for 6,500, there's just going to be so many deals to be had. So get ready for, if you think you're not going to lose on your $5,000, $6,000, I don't know. I could see GNR LEs hitting 5,500, 5,000 in the next year as well. No, there's not going to be a topper. Stern doesn't ever give toppers on LEs, so don't expect one. Okay. Everybody be good. I got to go. I'm going to clear out this room so people can work because I ain't working. I'm just distracting everybody. All right, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow, noon. What are you going to go do today? Go figure something out. All right, later.